Pt.2. No one remembered my birthday again. A few days later, my dad forwarded me an invoice for my cousin's engagement party. Your share, $2,400. I sent back $2 and a screenshot, removed from the shared account, then I froze every card they reported fraud. The bank asked, "Did you authorize this shutdown?" I smiled and replied. He said I'd made my point and that while he didn't agree with how I went about it, family comes first. He didn't mention my birthday, he didn't mention anything personal at all, just a list of reasons why I should reconsider the financial support for your sisters, especially Claire, who is under a lot of stress with grad school. He attached a spreadsheet, expenses, tuition balances, rent projections, upcoming bills, the works, like I was his business partner, not his son. I didn't open the attachment. I forwarded the email to my entitlement folder and left it there. A few hours later, I got a message from Emily, not the emotional kind, the passive-aggressive kind. She said it was unfair that I suddenly cut off the support you promised and that she guessed money mattered more than family. She even threw in, "I hope you're proud of how much tension you've caused." I didn't answer. What was I supposed to say? "Sorry, I finally noticed you all only text when rent's due?" But that wasn't the end of it. 2 days after that, I got a call from a woman I didn't recognize. It was the administrator for Claire's school account. She said Claire had listed me as her emergency contact and billing party for an unpaid tuition fee, and they needed authorization or an alternate payer. I told her to remove my name from every form she had. An hour later, Claire called for the first time since the meeting. She didn't even ask how I was, just launched straight into it, saying I should have told her before pulling support, that she was completely blindsided, and that she didn't understand why I'm punishing her for something mom and dad did. I asked her one thing, "Did you know they told you not to post anything for my birthday last year too?" Silence. Then she said, "It wasn't like that." I hung up at that point. The family started to unravel around me. I could see it happening in real time. My uncle texted me a long rant about how his card got declined at a restaurant and how it was incredibly disrespectful after everything he's done for me. I asked him what exactly he'd done for me in the last 10 years. He never responded. Jenna had to move her engagement party to a smaller hall. Apparently, the original venue didn't hold the date when the deposit bounced. She sent me a message on Instagram blaming me for the whole thing, saying I ruined her moment. I didn't even read the whole thing before blocking her. Then, as if the universe couldn't script this any better, I got another group email. This one was from my mom. "Your uncle's birthday is next Sunday. We'd like to put everything aside for one day and be together." I didn't reply. I didn't plan to go, but something in me was curious again, so I showed up. The party was in the same backyard where every family event happened since I was a kid, folding chairs, paper plates, the usual. I walked in, didn't say much, sat near the edge of the crowd, and watched. Jenna was there, acting like nothing ever happened. My uncle gave me a look but didn't say a word. My mom hovered like she was trying to time an approach. Then my dad made his move. He came over and asked if we could talk privately. My mom followed. They led me to a side table and sat across from me like it was an interview. He started with how things got out of hand and how I might have gone too far, but that there's still time to fix this. He said they'd been talking, and the best thing would be to go back to how it was, his exact words, back to how it was. I let that sit for a second before saying, "No, there's no going back, because how it was broken." Then I said something I hadn't planned to say, but it felt right. "You've never treated me like a son, just a resource, and I'm not doing that anymore." That's when Emily walked over. She must have been eavesdropping because she jumped right in, saying, "You're punishing everyone just because you can. This whole thing is about control. You're not better than us because you make more money." I stood up. "This isn't about money. This is about respect, and none of you have ever given me any." Then I looked at Claire, who joined the circle by then, and told them both, I'd been sending them $1,000 a month, not because I had to, but because I thought they were family. That ends now. Claire looked shocked. Emily didn't, she just stared at me like she was trying to figure out how to hurt me back. I left the party after that, didn't say goodbye, didn't look back, and I knew this time it was permanent. After I left my uncle's party, I didn't expect to hear from any of them again, but of course, they couldn't resist. They never could. The next morning, I woke up to a voice message from my mom. Her tone was different this time, less guilt, more desperation. She said things like, "This family is breaking apart. And we just need to talk." I almost felt bad, but that feeling vanished by the end of the day when I checked my Venmo account. Claire had requested $300 with the caption, "Since you cut me off, I guess I need help one last time," like it was a joke, like it was funny. I declined the request without saying anything and blocked her on the app. 2 days later, Emily called. I answered just to see what angle she'd take. She didn't even bother pretending to be concerned. She said she heard I told people at the party I was done supporting everyone and that I sounded pathetic trying to play the victim. I told her this was the last conversation we'd ever have. She said, "Fine," and hung up. That was the moment it all really clicked for me, not just the financial part, not just the birthday thing, but how deep this had gone. I hadn't just been a wallet, I had been their backup plan, their silent sponsor. They were never going to change, they never had to. I'd made it too easy. By the end of the week, I cut off everything. Shared Netflix gone, Amazon Prime account cancelled, the Hulu family plan nope, even the Spotify account I forgot I was still paying for, wiped. One by one, they lost every convenience they tied to me, every invisible little luxury that came from my side of things. Then came the final straw. I got a Facebook event invite, my uncle's 60th birthday dinner, private room at a steakhouse downtown, expensive place, the kind of thing you needed a deposit to book. Under the invite, there was a message from my dad, "Hope we can put everything behind us for one night. Would mean a lot to the family." The G? I didn't respond, but I did call the restaurant, told them I wasn't attending, and that if anyone tried to use my name or card to hold the reservation, they didn't have permission. The woman on the phone thanked me, said it had already happened once. Someone tried using a card under my name, but it didn't go through. I didn't ask who, I didn't need to. That Sunday, while they sat at the steakhouse pretending everything was normal, I went for a walk. Clear as sky I'd seen in weeks. I didn't feel angry, I didn't feel sad, I felt done, a clean kind of done. From that day on, none of them reached out again, not my parents, not my sisters, not even Jenna. They finally understood, and that was the peace I've been waiting for. After my uncle's dinner came and went without a single message or call, it hit me, they were serious this time, but not in the way people usually mean it, serious like a Cold War. Everyone had retreated into their corners, hoping time would do the repair work for them. It wouldn't. A week passed, then two. I started to notice how quiet my life had become, not just less drama, actual quiet, no notifications blowing up my phone, no passive-aggressive texts from Claire about emergencies, no check-ins from my mom laced with guilt.